Okay, it is, it's Tuesday. I had to stop and think about it, like, for real. Again, remember the underwear we had when we were kids that had the days of the week? We seriously need some of them, y'all. These quarantine days, they're just kind of running together. I hope today finds everybody safe and healthy and still hanging in there strong and good. So far as we know, blessedly, none of our viewers, we have not heard from any of our viewers that have had the virus going around, blessedly, and we're going to keep praying that it stays that way. So there's that one prayer and praise right there. I am going to do a video today that several have requested, and due to that request, we're going to go ahead and get this part out of the way. We're going to talk about what you can freeze and how to freeze it. Okay? We had been talking about baking bread and getting, like, the bigger things of flour. You can get it from Sam's, exceedingly cheap. It's a 25-pound bag of flour, and you're probably thinking, what in the world am I going to do with a 25-pound bag of flour? And that's kind of how this discussion got started. And through that discussion, and through me talking about, you know, I'll come up with a video and talk about what you can freeze and how to freeze it. Glad I'm glad. Glad actually reached out to me and asked if I would review their new 2-in-1 freezer storage bags. Okay? And I said I would love to. And I have been experimenting I compared them to Ziploc, I compared them to Aldi, I compared them to Walmart. And spoiler alert, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I actually did like the Glad the best. I tested several different ways. I put liquid in them. I put liquid in the others. I am going to tell you the liquid in the Walmart and the Aldi brand leaked like all over the place. I had a mess. Blessedly, I put it on a cookie sheet. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't too big of a mess. But I'm opening up this box. You actually get 46 of the quart, and they are BPA free. They're microwavable. You can microwave in these suckers. If you've ever done the egg in a bag, you know, you take your omelet mix, you have your pepper and onion in there, excuse me, you can just make up a big batch of it, pour like a cup in each Ziploc bag, stick them in your refrigerator. That way the next morning, as you're like hustling to get out the door, take one of your omelets in a bag, pop it in the microwave, boom, you're good to go. We'll do that another, I'll show you some different meals that you can do. There's also a way you can boil them in a boiler. Yeah, omelet in a bag. We'll do that, but right now we're talking about freezing things. Real quick, I'm going to get to things that you can freeze in the containers that they come in. Did you know you can freeze cream cheese? I kid you not, you can freeze cream cheese. Now, it is going to change the consistency. It's not going to have the same consistency. It's going to separate. What happens is your fat will separate from the liquid. Okay? All you got to do is just whip it back together. Put it in a blender, put it in a mixer, just anything. You could even take a simple whisk. It would be very hard to whisk it back together. I mean, you're going to be whisking for a while. So your best bet is a mixer or a blender to blend it back. okay, and mainly use it for recipes. We have done it and used it for like spreading it on bagels, okay, and it's been fine. It's just you've got to kind of whip it back together because, like I said, the fat separates from the liquid, okay. Another thing that you can freeze, but cream cheese, always kind of look, this has a long refrigeration life. This is good until June the 26th, 2020. Okay, I just bought this about 3 weeks ago, so in March. Okay, and it's good until June. Just sticking it in my refrigerator. I know we will use this before June, so I'm not going to worry about freezing it. But if all right, now this, the date on it is good until April the 24th, okay? And it's a 16-ounce thing of sour cream. Sour cream in our house does not, we don't, mainly casseroles. There are only a few of us that like it for baked potatoes. And I haven't been doing that very many baked potatoes here lately. We love them, like the little mini ones or the red ones, baked on sheet pan meals. We'll do sour cream for like tacos and things like that, but just kind of, or casseroles. Poppy seed chicken. That was one thing I bought this for, was poppy seed chicken. But it only takes 8 ounces. So I'm stuck with the other 8 ounces. What am I going to do with it? You can freeze it in the container like this. I do have another container in my refrigerator. So I can either freeze it like this, or I can take and separate it into 2 baggies and freeze it that way. And I think that's how I'm going to do this. Now, your kicker is, again, like your cream cheese, it's going to separate. The fat's going to separate from the liquid. So you're going to have to mix it back together. And basically it is only going to be good for, excuse me, it's only going to be good for recipes. I would not recommend using it like for a topping. I wouldn't use it for baked potatoes. Yeah, the consistency isn't going to be right for that. But for baking with it, it's going to be fine. A tip on your baggies, before your hands get wet, before your hands get wet, now they're wet. And that's the thing you want to be careful of, moisture, and we're going to get into that more once we get to our dry ingredients. But I'm going to go ahead and write on my bag sour cream, and you want to write what you're putting before you put it in there. You want to go ahead and write it on your bag, because once you put it in there, especially if it's been in the refrigerator, it's going to be cold, it's going to be kind of wet, it's going to make your bag wet, and your Sharpie will not stick. And yes, you need to use a Sharpie marker or a permanent marker. Any other marker is going to, excuse me, any other kind of marker is going to rub off. Wet or not, it's going to rub off. Sharpies will not write if your bag is wet. So just FYI. Alright, so what I'm doing now, I am going to open up. See, this was a brand new one, just opened it. And the best way of doing this, seriously, well, where's my little one? Hold on one second, let me find. Right, Reggie. Aha. I had my dishwasher going, and I turned it off. So I could film this without having to yell so much. Yell so loud. So So how are y'all doing? Everybody good? Thanks for answering the questions yesterday. I liked hearing about what everybody had for supper. Who was it? It sounded so good. The fried apples and all. Oh, my hennies. I need to come to your house. I need to come to your house. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Get you a... Can you see that? Come on. Can't tell if I'm... Yeah, I'm on point. Okay. I got me just a 2-cup measuring cup. Anything that's going to hold my bag. And I'm going to take it. I'm going to put my bag like that. Okay. Ideally, it would kind of hold over, but we're going to make this work. And I am going to get that in. And we're going to kind of half this as best as we can. That's about half. And you want to make sure that you do not get whatever you're putting in here, do not get it on your zippers, your closures. As long as you don't get it on that, you're good. Alright, so we've got our sour cream in there. We're going to start closing it up. And this is another thing I like about it. You've got blue, you've got yellow. Yellow and blue make, where am I? That way. Yellow and blue make green. And that way, once I see that green, I know I got this sucker sealed. You're going to take and you're going to squeeze out the air. Going to make it like a little pastry bag. Okay? Squeezing the air out. There's a little pocket of air down there. So, I'm just going to kind of shake it down. Squeeze all your air. Close it up. There. Now we have sour cream. And this is in roughly an 8 ounce. It's like an 8 ounce container of sour cream. And I can use this for poppy seed chicken or any recipe that calls for sour cream. And what I can do is I can kind of even fold it over like that. And I want to freeze it flat. So I can either freeze it flat like that, or I can freeze it flat like that. Okay? So I'm going to, let's do the other one. And that's the cool thing about these double, or these 2 freezer and storage. I used to always go and I would have to buy freezer bags and I would have to buy storage bags. And that was too tight. I mean, you know, come on. That's where they're getting you, people. That's where they're getting you. Because oh crap, I got that on the outside. As long as it ain't on the zipper, we're good. See, this is why you want to fold down. Fold it down and try to get those zipper things out of the way. I guess that's what you call them, your little closures. That's what we'll call them, your little closures. You want them out of the way. So we're going to do this other sour cream. And this way we're using and not losing. Remember? Talked about it'll make you cry throwing crap away that you let sit in there and go bad. Especially nowadays, girl. It's too hard to find groceries to throw it away. You know what I'm saying? Right now you can't find eggs, you can't find milk, you can't find nothing. Lord knows I've tried. It's one time that I am regretting not being on the farm. We used to always talk about if anything ever happened, we were so glad we were on the farm. We knew country boy couldn't survive. Y'all remember that Hank song? Alright, that's the truth right there. But we'll do fine living in the suburbs. Fat Man has started tilling up a garden. I have teased and joked about, and I'm dead serious now that the egg shortage is upon us. Oh my stars! Used to, I paid 48 cents for this dozen of eggs a while back at Aldi. Aldi has not had eggs in a week, okay? The two 18-count pack at Walmart used to be almost $4. And at Sam's, they were almost $4. Check the price today. They were almost $9 for two 18-count. Now, what happened to where you could not price gouge during a, national or state crisis or whatever? What the hoosies? That's price gouging. Come on now. And eggs are, you gotta have eggs. Alright, so that's what we're gonna talk about now, is how to freeze eggs. And basically you can use any kind of container. I happen to have silicone cupcake liners, okay? You can use ice trays. You can use, if you've got the silicone just muffin tins that, it's like a muffin tin, but they're silicone. You can use those. You can use like the silicone thing for your Instapot. It has to be silicone though. You can't use metal because you're not going to be able to get that egg out of there. So what you're going to do is you're just going to crack your egg and put one egg in each thing. Now I've read different views of you have to scramble, put all your eggs in like a mixing thing, scramble it all together and then pour it off. You can do that, that's fine. I'm lazy. I am lazy as can be, and I've always done it this way, and they're fine. What we're going to do is freeze them just like this, and once they're frozen, I will take all of them out of their little containers, and I will put in a big gallon Ziploc bag, not Ziploc, ooh, Glad, sorry Glad, I'll have to edit that part. I will put in a gallon Glad bag. That's almost like down here though. If we say Coke, we don't necessarily mean Coke. We mean any kind of soda. We can say Coke, and if you bring us Coke and we wanted a Sprite, we're going to look at you weird. We don't call it soda or pop, or it's just everything across the board is Coke. That's like Scott towel. We call it all Scott towel. Somebody had told my son to go get some paper towel, and he kept looking and looking and looking. And he come back and he's like, what? There's no, there's no Scott towel in there. And they're like, any kind of paper towel will work. Alright, so here's my eggs, and I'm going to put them in the freezer just like this. I'm going to leave them on my cookie sheet because they're going to be too flimsy. If I try doing that, they're going to be all over the place. I do not want egg all up in my freezer, right? So, and I've got one. I don't know how I've got an odd number of, but I do. And that's life. And that's just the way it is. I can add this to my little collection of eggs I still have in my refrigerator. But once they get frozen, I'm just going to pop them out of that silicone. And if I had, in a perfect world, in a perfect scenario, I would have my two 18-count or even a 5 dozen. I've been looking for 5 dozen box. You've seen them at Walmart. Used to, they were like 7 something. I've even seen them as low as 4 something for a 5 dozen box. I kid you not. Yep. I got ready to ask my sister if she wanted to split a 15 dozen box with me, but that sucker was $40 for eggs. For eggs. So now I'm looking at buying a number 10 can of dried eggs. Never tried dry eggs, but we might be going that route, people. We might be going that route. Anywho, used to, when we had our chickens, or if we had an overabundance of eggs, I would use a gallon. I just would freeze my eggs up like that, and especially when we had laying hens, because they would get where they'd lay them eggs and we couldn't eat them up that quick. So we would freeze them. And like I said, there are two theories, two schools of thought. Go ahead and scramble them all up and then pour them into your containers, or do them like I did and just crack them and do them in there. I take the easy way out and I just crack them and put them in my thing. Once they get frozen, I'm going to pop them out of a little silicone and put them in a Ziploc bag. And then whenever I need an egg, and you can scramble them, you can cook with them, use it like you would an egg. One egg is one egg. Okay? Once you put it in your pan or whatever, take it out and, you know, you're going to pull your little frozen egg out. You can put it like in a little glass dish or whatever. Kind of let it thaw out just a little bit until you can kind of scramble it together, and then bake with it. You can scramble it, you can, you know, cook with it, you can scramble it and just eat it. So that's how you freeze eggs. Alright? And that way you aren't losing them. Alright, another thing we had talked about is cornmeal and flour. And, excuse me, I've got to get some water. And I always, whenever we purchase and bring home cornmeal, flour, any kind of dried, doesn't matter, freeze it for at least 3 days. And then you can take it out. I generally leave mine in the freezer. I just do. You want to freeze it for at least 3 days because of pantry weevils. And you can, pantry weevils can even be in it from the get-go. Okay? It's not something that happens over an extended period of time. It can. I mean, like if you had this on your pantry shelf, just sitting there an extended period of time, you could get pantry weevils. But they can also be in it from the store. They can be in there from the factory and they not know it. I mean, they're so microscopic. The little eggs are so microscopic you can't see them. You don't know you have them until you either start pouring them out and you're kind of looking like, what's that little stick? And then eventually those eggs will become larvae and they'll be a little bit bigger. And what's that crawling around? If you happen to notice it. It's hard to kind of spot in cornmeal because they've got little black flecks anyway. You really know you got a problem when them little buggers have been turned into moths and they're flying around in your pantry. What? Yes. Happened to me, happened to me, happened to me. Yeah. And I've even seen them at the store, down, they can get pasta. I kid you not. I opened up a can, I opened up a box of elbow macaroni, and them little boogers were off up down in there. I kid you not. And took them back to the store, and sure enough, and I basically was bringing it up because I needed to let them know, because I didn't get home with them good. I was opening them up that night, and there them little boogers were. And so sure enough, they started checking, and it was that whole little, and you could see some flying around. I'm like, they're going to contaminate everything on this shelf if you don't hurry up and get rid of them. Okay, I'm moving this out of the way. Alright, so we are going to do up our cornmeal. And technically, I don't have to write on the outside because I am going to leave my cornmeal. And usually I do a different brand of cornmeal. I'm not going to say. But my sweet, sweet husband, this was the only cornmeal that could be found. And so I told him, you get what you find. And this was all he could find. So, and it's going to be fine. So, and it has been in my freezer, but usually whenever I do it in my freezer, I'll either throw it in there like that and then put it off, or I usually try to put it in my Ziploc bag first. Reason being, and whenever you take it out, you're going to take out just enough for what you're cooking and then immediately put it back in your freezer. You do not want to let it sit out for an extended period of time. If your bag starts getting wet, the paper bag starts getting wet, you do not want moisture in your cornmeal or your flour. Moisture is not good, okay? Now, you don't have to, once you've frozen it for your 3 days, if you've got a cool, dark, dry place on your pantry, and you want to keep it in your pantry, if you think you'll use it up, and you want to try to keep it in your pantry, you can just put it in a Ziploc bag. My advice, if you are going to keep it in your pantry, put it in like a Rubbermaid tote. And then I'd shown you even like the thing that I'm going to put my big 25-pound bag of flour in when it gets here. Or, well, no, I've already got it in there. Excuse me. You can take and you can put stuff, if you want it in your pantry, you can take and you can put it down in there like that. Okay? To keep rodents out of it, it's airtight. Once you have frozen it for your 3 days and you know that you've killed any possible eggs or larvae that could be in there, then you can go to a container method if you want to. If you don't have the freezer space or you just want it out where you can use it, you can do that with it. It's just, this is an extra protection, extra barrier, if you will. This is some all-purpose flour that I've had, and it is a 5-pound bag, and we can get it. Now, I am going to mark on here all-purpose flour. So I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to fold my tops down again. And this was another thing I noticed about the Glad versus the Ziploc. The Glad, the corners, the seams did not rip with the Glad. Ziploc has a very bad habit of when you turn it down to try to get your stuff in it so it doesn't, I need a bigger bowl. For your gallon bags, you're going to need a bigger bowl to hold it. But I noticed with the Ziploc, the seams tore, and you don't want that. You want to know that it is sealed up. So you're basically just using your bowl to kind of hold it steady, to hold it open for you. And see, this says good till March of 2021. I mean, it has a long shelf life. Flour and cornmeal, I know the cornmeal has it on here somewhere. Okay, good till 11, 14, 20. Is that 2020 or 2022? I can't. 2020. 11, 14, 2020. I will definitely use this before 2020. But flour is good until March of 21. So, I just noticed something that's written on this bag. Flour is raw. Please cook before eating. You think? Who is going to eat raw flour? Oh, gross. That is just nasty. Remember as kids, you would take flour and water to make paste? Yeah. Alright. So we're just going to kind of shuffle this down in there. And usually, I can get a 5-pound bag in a gallon bag. Alright, once you get kind of enough in there that you aren't afraid of it tumping or dumping over, you can kind of bounce it kind of flat. Be careful that it doesn't escape or anything on you. And I have, if you've got like a Rubbermaid cereal container, or any kind of like Tupperware, you can store it that way. You can put that sucker in your freezer and do it like that. If you have that kind of freezer space, and you're just going very lightly, you don't want to do this part too hard because you'll have it come and get up in your closure. You just want to very lightly push on it to get the air out and finish closing it. Okay? And see, if you pull on it, you can tell you've got the air out because you're starting to get that little creases. And then you want to, and this was another thing I noticed about the Glad versus the other bags. Whenever I kind of would do this, notice how I'm kind of flattening it out and I'm getting it to that zipper. My zipper, there we go, now I'm in frame. My zipper has not popped open. I'm just very lightly pushing on it to make it flat, okay? My zipper has not popped open. With the other bags, it was basically the Aldi bag and the Great Value brand bags. Whenever you would do that, they would bust open. Not good, because guess what? One of them busted open in my freezer. I do not have time to be cleaning flour up out of my freezer, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no. So they did not pass the test on that. Glad did. I really and truly didn't have a problem with the Ziploc either, but what else? What else can we freeze? What else can we freeze? Oh, cheese. I always freeze our shredded cheese. You can freeze sliced cheese, like if it's wrapped up in the little plastic, what we call plastic cheese. You can freeze that. You just have to let it thaw out completely. If you try separating it before it's thawed out completely, it is going to crumble like all get out. Okay? Now this is frozen. This is still frozen. In fact, we're doing tacos tonight. So I'm just going to leave this out. The way you do it, like if I wanted to cook with it right now and it's frozen, see how little bit's breaking off, but basically it is in one big chunk. You can just kind of bash it. It's a great way of getting out frustration. Those daggone kids smarting off at the teacher today. Hey, all you new homeschoolers, I survived. That's where my gray hair and crazy come from, but I survived. But you basically can just Dried it up like that. And I have taken it, I get this at Aldi. It's the 8 cups. I'll just pop it in the freezer like this, break off or, pound off what we need, and then stick it back in the freezer, okay? Or I have been known to put 1 serving in a Ziploc bag, in a Glad bag. In a Glad bag. See, and I call all of them that name. Glad. Hey, Glad. Wow. Take 2. And you can break off what you want, and you can put in your Glad bags and have, just pull out like that. And then save those bags to put more cheese in. Because if cheese is all it had in it, then you're good. But usually I just throw it in the freezer, take out what I need, and then put it back in the freezer. You're good. And I'm seeing another thing right here in front of me. What do my wandering eyes see? That needs to be frozen. I'm going to take the quart size Glad bags, and I'm loving, again, like I said, this storage and freezer is wonderful. I've got some bananas that are way past going, okay? I thought that they would be eaten before now. I'm the only one that has been eating them. So we are going to, I do not have the time nor the energy right now. Okay, let me rephrase. I just thought about that. I'm in quarantine time. I've got all the time in the world. I don't have the energy or the inkling right now to make banana bread. And every once in a while we've been doing the smoothies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, well, if I do banana bread, I'm just going to kind of take maybe two bananas. Tell you what, we'll do it, I've got 3 more left. So I'll do 2.5 bananas per bag. That way if I do banana bread, we're good. Alright, so I'm going to have this banana. Or if we do smoothies, it'll make enough smoothies for the 3 of us. But I'll probably use this for banana bread. So I'm going to do 2.5 bananas in this bag, and I'm just going to throw them in the freezer. And when I have the inkling and the energy and the time, boom, banana bread. Okay? And I'm just going to put that on the same cookie sheet. I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to do with my cookie sheet here in just a minute. We might do a trial run. Alright, I'm just doing these other bananas. But this has been on my list of things to do. Oh, you can also take rice and like in the package, long grain rice. And I know now, especially if you can get it at Sam's, and I have seriously, I think I'm going to order it. They have got a 25-pound bag of the excellent parboiled rice. The parboiled we love. I can't screw that up. I mean, it takes 20 minutes to cook it, but it's cheap, and you cannot screw it up. And I would just put off what I need per serving, stick them in these Glad bags, and put them in the freezer. Shoot ya, buddy. So I think I'm going to order me that 25-pound bag of rice. I'm just saying. Now, I wouldn't keep it out on my pantry shelves, but freezing it, shoot ya. All right, so this is what my cookie sheet looks like. I've got my bananas on here, got my sour cream, and I've got my eggs. Okay, so we are very carefully gonna go and take this to the freezer very carefully. And I will show y'all what it looks like once we get it in there. Yeah, I'm not going to show the transport part. Yeah, no. Okay, real quick before I show you how it looks like in my big freezer where I put the eggs and stuff. This is where prepping, meal prep pays off. This is some hamburger meat that I browned up March the 20th. And tonight we're doing tacos. So all I had to do was go take out. I'm going to go ahead and just do 2. I thought I had some taco chicken left, and I do not. So I'm going to do 2 things of taco meat. But I had to double up on those bags because all I had was storage bags. I did not have any freezer bags. So this is where the combo bags come in handy because I wasted 2 bags. Alright, so this is how I've got my eggs, my bananas, and my cream cheese. I found a flat surface, and I'm just going to let them do like that. And once those eggs are frozen, they're coming out of there, and they're going to go in one of these Glad gallon bags. And there you go. I'll just be able to pull out my eggs as I need them. Yep. So I'm going to find a spot for my flour. I think I'm going to, if I can put y'all right there, I think I'm going to put my flour. I'm going to lay it flat right there. And I'm going to lay my cornmeal flat right here. And when I do, but yeah, that's going to work out great. Just find somewhere flat for your cookie sheet to go. And anytime you freeze anything, flat's the way you want to go. It takes up less space. Like my browned hamburger meat, I froze it flat. And so that way I could just kind of stack them. We still have to weight down our freezer, but those buckets work out so much better than anything else we've had. I can just pick them up by the handles. Hey Doris, hey girlfriend. All right. Oh, and bread. For those of you that have seen, if you know, I just got this bread out of my freezer, and this is how I freeze it. Right when I get home with it. Especially now, if you can find bread, you buy. Normally, when I got that, it was a limit of 1. 1 loaf of bread. We've been known to go through a loaf of bread a day. Yeah. Like, seriously. So, yeah. Hold on 1 second. Okay. But see, I froze these flat so they don't take up much room, and they're going to be quicker to, I was about to say dissolve. They're going to be they're going to be quicker to defrost with them flat. This one kind of curled up a little bit. Don't know what his problem was. He didn't want to go with the plant. But yeah, I've never had a problem with bread, buns, hot dog buns, rolls, breadsticks, even those little crystal bun things that we had gotten from the bread store. I just stick my bread in there. Like I said, I am a lazy freezer person, okay? I just stuck that crap in there. Okay, a lot of people will tell you that you've got to like double bag it or take the bread bag and stick into like a Walmart sack or something per loaf. No, no you don't. No you don't. And whenever you get ready to thaw it out, just take and put it on the counter. It's going to thaw out just fine, trust me. In fact, some occasions I've forgotten to take out bread and we need some for lunch. I will take it out and take out, like if we need to make me and Carol about the sandwich, I'll take out 4 slices, lay them on the counter, wait about 10 minutes. My butt just turned on the dishwasher. Excuse me. Wait about 10, 15 minutes, and it's thawed out, and it's fine, and it's soft as the day you put it in there. So, yeah, don't let nobody tell you that, yeah, no, I've never had a problem freezing bread. But yeah, just throw it in there like that. Cheese you can throw in there like that. Oh, homemade waffles or pancakes. Can you say hi?
Hiya.
Did she go out?
Yep.
Okay.
It's raining.
Oh, goodness. Maybe she must have had to go then. She must have had to go. My homemade waffles.
Yes.
You like those, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, they do. They love them. And this is just how they kind of broke apart. That's fine, though.
Yeah.
Those just stick in a bag, and then they'll pull out however many they need. I did like a quadruple batch. Froze them up. It's about time to make another batch. Just saying. Tortillas. I will freeze what we got left, and it's like the bread. Just lay it out on the counter and let it thaw, and then you can use them just like, you know, they were. Oh, here's my taco chicken. I found my taco chicken. Taco chicken. But yeah. So, when all else fails, if you aren't sure if you can freeze it or not, give it a try. I mean, leftovers especially, I would rather try to freeze them. And you know, if it turns out where it's not freezable and you have to throw it away, you aren't really out that much, especially if it was a leftover, or if it's something that's fixing to expire. Kind of like that sour cream. If I got 2 of them, I'm either going to have to hurry up and make a lot of casseroles really fast, which I could go ahead and pre-make. Ooh, I could go ahead and pre-make some poppy seed chicken. Just saying. Yeah, just saying. But yeah, so next time you are at the store, or if you're placing like a Walmart pickup order or Aldi pickup order or Publix or whatever, look for the Glad 2-in-1 freezer storage bag. And that way you aren't wasting your money buying freezer bags and then buying storage bags. Do the combo bag. Because we always bought, you know, like I said, that's why I had to double bag these suckers. Yeah. And these were actually Ziploc brand, and I still had to double bag them. I had learned from experience, see, that my taco chicken, it was double bagged. And I will show you why. This is what the Glad, this is what the Ziploc did. The Glad does not. Okay? This is the reason why I double bagged the chicken. I'm taking it out of the thing. Getting it out. Alright. See that? See how it broke? And it was barely closed. So, and I just put this in there not too long ago. It hadn't been too long we did taco chicken. And you're starting to see, and this was even double bagged. And you can see some ice. See the ice? And that's double bagged, people. Yeah. And so far on those Glad, I have not noticed that. I have not noticed ice chips. I have not noticed any tears or rips or where the side seam split. I haven't noticed the seal popping open. I haven't noticed any of those problems. So, but if you do have any freezer questions, comment down below. Or if you have any tips or any ideas of other things that we can freeze, comment those down below too. Because we need all the help we can get right now, girls. I'm telling you. Oh, also, a little announce. Fat Man and I are going to do a Facebook Live. Oh, no, you're right. Friday night. Yes, Friday Night Live, y'all. The crazy's gonna be in town. So we're gonna say 7 Central. Okay? 7 Central. Because by that time we should have eaten and cleaned up, or at least have some of my leathings cleaning up. Something. Okay? So Friday night, 7 o'clock Central, not Facebook Live, YouTube Live. What the hoosies? YouTube Live. Did I say Facebook Live? I think I did. Maybe I need to get one of those Glad bags and just breathe in. Catch my breath there. Oh, sweet Henny's to heaven, y'all. You can't... Maybe my bun's too tight. Yeah, Friday night we're gonna try this again, Mom. Friday night, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, YouTube Live. Woo! YouTube Live. So, y'all get ready. Get your men to get their suspenders on. If y'all been around long enough, you know what that means. Ooh, doggies. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to contain the crazy. We might give her a cocktail and stick her on the porch. Hey, maybe we'll do from the screened-in porch. I know the neighbors would hear us. Give them something to talk about. And me and Fat Man, we're not, are y'all practicing social distancing with your spouse yet? Mine's still going to work every day. Praise the Lord. Because if he was home every day, he wouldn't have to worry about Kenora. He would have to worry about the coroner, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd be done killed him. I love Fat Man to death. Ooh. Him home all day, every day. When he retires, he's going to have to find some old men to go hang out with, you know what I mean? Because, girl, he can't hang around here. No. No. He going to have to find something to do. Go fishing. Don't you need to go to the shop? Something. No, I love him dearly. Yeah, I keep him around for the insurance. I'm joking. Y'all know I love that man. He is still, oh, he was going by Verizon. His phone won't charge. So, yeah. Yeah, he has a dim light. So I guess that's going to do it for today. But again, if y'all have any freezer tips or you have any freezer questions, comment down below. Leave your questions down below. Leave your ideas down below. Yeah. And don't forget, Friday night, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, YouTube Live. Now that I know how to do it. So yeah, we will see y'all then. I'll probably, what's today? Yeah, we'll upload something tomorrow, Wednesday. I won't upload anything Thursday. So Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday. So until then, keep your bows, keep your bun not too tight, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Stay inside, stay safe. Y'all have our thoughts and prayers. Please keep us and y'all's. Becca so far is doing great. They do have mandatory that they do have to wear masks. They have to supply their own mask. Isn't that lovely? Blessedly, that man had some. So, and a sweet lady is making some of the cloth ones. So yeah, because I hadn't even had time to make a dress I was supposed to make. Sweet Annie's to heaven. Ugh. I got 1 out of the 6 made. I don't know if my back can hold out to cut out another one. I really don't. Girl. I will see y'all tomorrow.